Hey everybody, this is John from DroidDog.com, and this is going to be the last of my questions and requests videos on Sony Ericsson's X10. I'm going to kind of combine this with my camera review. If you're watching this at YouTube, click the link in the sidebar so you can see my sample photos and video from the X10 itself, as well as some written review elements. The reason I decided to kind of mash these two things together is because, first of all, I'm short on time. Secondly, looking over the questions and requests that you guys have sent in, a lot of them can be addressed with a written response, so I'll be doing that. And also posting my overall impressions of the phone, a sort of written review, over the next week or so. So stay tuned for all of that. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on camera, but a lot of you wanted to see comparisons between the X10 and Nexus 1 in direct sunlight, because we're looking at an AMOLED versus TFT here. I have both phones set on the highest brightness settings and the automatic adjustment of brightness disabled. You're probably catching a lot of reflection in the screens there. To me, I would say that the X10 looks clearer, it's easier to read, and a lot of it might have to do with that blue background. Show you some widgets and icons here. So here you have both phones out in the sunlight, obviously not reflecting the sun. Both screens are very reflective. And in this case, I'd say it's a really close call between the two. I just had a vision of 200 app replies asking me why I did not test it over Wi-Fi with the speedtest.net app. So here you go. Here's the Nexus 1. Wi-Fi is downstairs. I've got mobile network disabled on both phones. Download on the Nexus 1, 8176. Upload 1510. Okay, 8176 versus 1510. Okay, so now I've turned off data on the X10. I had to put my T-Mobile SIM in there so I could download the speedtest.net app. And if you notice that it's gotten much dimmer in here, it's because I had to plug in the X10 once again. That's happened to me quite a few times. I charged it all the way up twice in, I don't know, the last 15 hours. But here we go. Over Wi-Fi. Interesting. No changes in network usage at my house. Down is 5922. Up is significantly faster than the Nexus 1. Upload is 5220. So, wow, that is interesting. Let's look at the camera software now. So obviously, you know, doing anything media intensive like playing music, watching videos, recording video, taking a lot of pictures, of course all of these things are a heavy drain on the battery, and that's part of the reason I have this plugged in right now. But the X10 does have a really nice camera, at least from the standpoint of somebody who likes high quality pictures but is not a professional photographer by any means. I very rarely get into manual settings beyond you know, presets that you're going to find in the phone here. For instance, the scenes, like a portrait, landscape, night scene, night portrait. Differences in the lighting, the shutter speed, and how it's going to handle motion, you know, things like that. Very basic stuff that I mess with. But the X10, whoops, normal. Oh, okay. It's because I have it set to touch capture so that when you tap the screen, it'll take a picture. But if you send it back to normal, then you can set up different focus modes. Single autofocus, where it's just going to fix what it thinks is the primary object in the photo. Multi autofocus, where it can, you know, check multiple faces and try to get them all in focus. Macro for close-up, face detection, and infinity. So it's just a you know, set distance, I don't know, 3 meters to infinity, whatever they set it at. Different resolutions, 8 megapixels at 4:3, 6 megapixels at 16:9, 2 at 4:3, and 2 at 16:9. I took sample pictures in 8 megapixels, and you'll find those below this video in the same Droid Dog post. If you're at YouTube, click on the link in the sidebar. When you switch over to video, you can select between WVGA, VGA, QVGA, a multimedia message, very low quality I think, and then YouTube. The ones that I uploaded to YouTube that are posted beneath this video on Droid Dog are all WVGA. Scenes, you've got the same kind of situations that you have for a still photo, a few less I think. Capturing mode, either touch or normal, which you just use the dedicated camera button. Now I'm going to go back to the, well, before I do that, you can see right here you have previous items that you've taken, movies and photos right there. Here you can switch between looking at the gallery for still and movie photos. That's what that little button down there is for, up here in the gallery, to switch between the two. Now in this view you can, for instance, let me just grab a picture here. You can go through them, obviously play a slideshow. You can set it as a wallpaper, set it as a contact picture. You can mail it to somebody, set it as a favorite, and zoom in and out. And there's also the infinite button to bring you more information. But the important thing here, one of my complaints, because I took sample videos that I wanted to upload to YouTube, is in the video gallery. And if we go in here, you'll see that you have a menu that allows you to favorite, mail, or change the volume. So if I favorite a video, move 0025, and I go back into my gallery, I see here that I have these little stars. So if I had to take 3, let's say for an outside sample, which I did, I starred one of them. I think that's the one I'm going to upload, right? But it turns out there are no options for sharing directly from within the gallery or the camera app. So what you have to do is go into the YouTube app, hit menu, and then upload, and there you see all of your videos that you have in your gallery. The problem is you don't see your favorite star in here, and there's no listing of names. So you just have to tap it and then see what name comes up. So you either have to make mental notes or write down the takes that were good, which is a little bit irritating because you have to go into the gallery and tap on it and get the name there. So I would like to see a direct method of uploading to YouTube. Now here's one area where you can get more in-depth with the settings. I guess that's exposure. Like I said, I'm not a pro photographer. But basically the way I interpret it, as somebody who hasn't done a heck of a lot of camera research or reviews, is that this is designed to be high quality for the average consumer, somebody who wants to be able to print out their photos and hang them on the wall, but doesn't want to get real in-depth with manual settings. That's my take on it. When you're taking a still picture, if you hit the menu, go to advanced settings, you can turn on and off the photo light. So this is, what I previously called a flash is actually a photo light. So now it's on, and if I go back to take a photo, that thing just stays on the whole time. It doesn't blink when I take a picture. See? So let me turn off my one remaining light here. And I'll just show you that it does do a nice job of lighting up the area, and I took a picture of my cat while sleeping that you'll see below there. So it works, and I haven't had any problems with wishing I had a flash. Overall, I like the X10's camera a lot. Go through the samples below this video on Droid Dog to see what it looks like. The only problems I had were those that kind of plague the entire experience, which are every once in a while you'll get some delays, some non-responsiveness, and these are issues that Sony Ericsson is said to be fixing before release. So, the phone that I have in my hands right now could be very different from the one that gets reviewed in a couple of months. We'll see. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.
Let's